presentation.
We created I-SHoCC so that we could capture the right level of students who had a passion for the industry and who wanted to gain experience and real skills from industry. For the last 24 weeks, we've been practicing fortnightly with chefs from Westpac Stadium, Epicure and Logan Brown and their front of house teams to create our school production for hospitality students.
As well as having some students come through Logan Brown with the I-SHoCC program. When Sonia rang me this year and said if I was keen on doing something again, I was straight away said yes, because I think it's it's really cool that young kids, especially at that high school age, are deciding what they want to do and more driven towards that. And I want to be a part of it. It's really different for everyone. It's depending on your skill level and how well you adapt to change.
I've got a lot to teach, so I think it's really important that people like myself and others, contribute to it. Obviously, flavour is the most important thing that we're going to get across, over those 3 days that we're going to be working in the kitchen.
You see this raw recruit from the start, and then you see them join the industry, and they are our next generation. And it's important that the people with the passion, the people with the belief, and the people that want to set those standards are at the front to lead. Pitch yourself and where you want to work in the industry. You'll learn all the different standards as you go forward.
I've always thought that I-SHoCC was a good way the group was a good way to get connections when you get up to the level where you become a chef.
It's a taster. It's a taster for the students to sort of get an understanding of what the industry can offer.
I don't have foods or home ec or anything at my school, so it's real good.
It's the easiest way to get the interest levels built up in the students.
A lot of coordinating that goes on. So how we plate the food?
This is a hands-on, and I think that's how chefs learn the best. You can learn some stuff in a classroom, but generally hands-on is where they learn a lot quicker and they understand they can feel and touch and smell.
3 plates.
A bit easier?
Yeah. Once the entree's cleared, we've then got half an hour before they have to eat their main. After the half an hour mark, people start going hungry. Yeah, I've learnt a lot, and it's with every industry, especially skill and craft industries. We just got to practice, and the more you practice, the better you get, and the more passion and the drive, the more you know what you want to achieve. You can do really well.
It's hospitality values, passion for the product. Then we can train them up from there if they've got those right raw materials, and we know they really want to be in the business. So we will take someone on who doesn't necessarily know a whole lot, and we'll train them from scratch. Just about everyone in the kitchen team has started off at a very junior level and have been trained to do that job to a good standard, and then we're looking at training them to get the next best position up.
And we reduce it until it's about that much, 320 litres down to about 10 litres. Things that I can pass on is make sure it's something that you really want to do, because it's not just a job. It's if you want to be good at it, it's a lifestyle. It's not a job that you clock in at night and shoot off to 5 and that's you forgetting that. But it's always about eating and critical thinking about what you're eating around you, and always looking for ideas and being inspired by things that you eat around town or memories of things that you've eaten and things like that.
What I've learned when I joined I-SHoCC is actually the commitment that goes into what we do and what time we have to be there, and we have to be spot on always and have the good standards.
Too many people are in too much of a rush to be, a Gordon Ramsay or a Jamie Oliver. It's taken them a long time to get where they are. So all I can say is don't rush it, and work with good people and people that can pass the knowledge on to you.
Something to the scale as well. Some people come in and go, I'm a grill chef. Put them on the grill. You're a large chef actually.
Basics are the foundation of cooking. Without the basics, you've got nothing. So the first few months in the kitchen, sort of 6 months, is the most important time of your whole career. That's when you learn the steps of the jigsaw of food and putting it all together.
Learn the ground rules, get your basics right. Once you've got that, you can move on. You can then hone your skills. Without the basics, you can't do anything. They've been practicing their knife skills, and just in terms of what knife skills are all about, because it's not just as simple as taking a knife and chopping tomatoes. It's about making sure your knife is always sharp and not just sharpening it every 3 months, it's about sharpening it 2 or 3 times in the session that you're actually using the knife with. It's about body posture, it's about standing square to the bench so that your arm can move in straight lines with the bench, which means you get a straighter cut.
And that's all it is, you know, it's learning the basics, getting them right, and then you can go to the next level.
You've got to walk really well before you can get up there and start running.
So we're going from the right, and it's straight into the plate like that. And so the idea is, because the chefs are spending quite a lot of time putting all this food together, we talked about the specifics of the service that we will do during next week's actual dinner. So it's a captain service, it's how they're going to lay the tables, it's how they're going to clear from the tables, it's how they come out as a group and as a train. Then your hips, just go straight into it, pick them up. Next Thursday they will go through the actual processes of polishing the cutlery, of polishing the glasses, and then on Friday morning they're going to come in early and they're going to lay the tables.
Leave the table if they, for whatever reason, are going away from the table and then coming back for dessert. We'll get
so that's the sort of thing that we've been talking with the front of house guys of where their role will be. Probably the biggest one single thing, if I was going to make any recommendations to anybody, is be the best from day one. And if you follow that mantra all the way through, you'll have a pretty good career.
Now we've only got one thing that we do in here, and that's the best, the quality of what we do. We get the best ingredients from all the best suppliers in the country, so we want to make sure that we only ever treat it as the best it can ever be. For me personally, there's only ever one way to go, and that's to be the best.
Well, they've achieved what we're trying to achieve, so they know what it's like to be in our positions.
Hopefully you've got to be more driven and more wanting more all the time, but you should just be, you know, just nailing it.
They're not just chefs in the kitchen, they're really nice people, you know, when you chat with them and stuff, they're really nice and cool people and stuff.
You know, and you can't do this job at a high level when you're hungover or you're sick, and everyone else in your team is going to try and pick up. You're going to let down your tables. It's not really fair on the customers.
It's hard work, it's long hours. It's not necessarily well paid, but there's a passion and a belief, and there's an understanding that the satisfaction that comes from delivering and servicing the hospitality industry is pretty good by itself.
And say how good it was, it gives you such a great feeling of, you know, of achievement and you know, so it makes it all worth it. It's a hard job, and but it's really rewarding. You know, the look you get on someone's face when they've eaten something that you've made, and yeah, it's pretty special.
At the end of the day, I just thought, oh, it's something that smart from the people, you know, when they get the food, it's always a good feeling to appreciate it.
They'll be very happy with what they come out with, and you know, the food that we're going to present on the night will be as good as you'll get anywhere in any restaurant in Wellington, I'd say.
I'm looking forward to it all, and it's going to be a new experience, so it should be good. Just yeah, be good.
So those are the sort of basics that the guys have been learning and working through over the last 5 to 6 weeks, and we'll see the fruition of that come Friday next week.